And the players going hate. Oh my God. This nigga's a Swiftie, man. All right. K-Dot Minaj will be on Kendrick's latest album. Or, sorry, K-Dot Minaj will feature Swiftie, Taylor Swift, on his next project, Keminem. And look, listen, I mean, obviously I don't mind. You know, I always kind of told you that Kendrick Lamar was a pop artist. He's a Swiftie, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Kendrick Lamar is a pop act. He always has been. He always will be. He's the new. Although his time is coming up because eventually the music industry thrives on new blood, so they will always put the new person on a pedestal, regardless of whether that person is actually really talented or not. Because you know, ultimately these music acts are selling youth, and so especially as our society has become much more obsessed with youth, it's always kind of going to be this way. There'll be a new Kendrick Lamar in like 5 years or something like that, or a new GOAT or whatever. Unless, of course, Kendrick Lamar can demonstrate that this generation, meaning his young, like, meaning that the people that listen to Kendrick now, if they really want to force this idea that Kendrick Lamar is the new Nas and they want him to, you know, they just buy into his story, his baby face image, and you know, the fact that he's essentially a white rapper. If they really want him to have this legacy, right? Because again, anything can be forced. So if they do want that, and Kendrick's people and the industry at large sees that there is actually a financial benefit to people consistently wanting Kendrick 10, 15, 20 years from now to be this GOAT, then he will be. I mean, that's just how human beings are. I mean, if you put your mind to it, it will be. So, I mean, of course, I'll never give a shit about Kendrick's music, and no hip-hop head ever will, really, if we're being honest. Of course, again, separating those who are paid to like Kendrick or associate with his music for some sort of clout benefit or whatever, but his music will never stand out. It's the amount of Grammys and Billboard, whatever, streams. It's not going to make his stuff anymore. It's not going to increase the replay value on the stuff, man. It's just the truth, because obviously it doesn't matter. Now, the truth is, I mean, do I care that Taylor Swift is likely a better rapper than Kendrick? Not really. It's all good. You know what I mean? Like, look, if they can come together and make a good song that works for Swifties, then by all means, that's great. But again, I know who Kendrick's audience is. Okay, they can't really fool me. Now, I kind of wanted to talk about this because I thought this was an interesting timing-wise with Shyne, who says he's taking back his Kendrick comment. Let's see what Shyne has to say here.
You know, I guess I would say I made a mistake about Kendrick Lamar. I will admit to that.
Yeah.
You know,
you take that back.
I think that was definitely a mistake. I'm not choosing sides. I think Drake is nice.
Right.
Drake is incredible.
So again, this is what I think is interesting. Why did he mention Drake? Right? Even he's like, what's this got to do with Drake? He takes back his comment, but all of a sudden Drake's on his lips. You see, you know what I'm saying? You can't mention Kendrick without mentioning Drake, because Kendrick is the anti-Drake. You know, without Drake, there is no Kendrick. But Drake can just exist on his own. You get me?
And Lamar has obviously proven me completely wrong, but everybody got it at the time. You know, everybody was ahead of it, but I was dealing with whatever I was dealing with, and I didn't understand it. I didn't appreciate it. Right. But he's obviously proven to be, you know, one of the greatest musicians, you know, in our generation. So definitely that's
whose generation exactly. What does that mean? See how vague this shit is?
One I take back.
Your time behind the wall.
Okay, so and that's it. It's gone, right? And this is what I think is so interesting. When Shyne was breaking down why Good Kid, Mad City was trash to him, he was very specific. He was talking about the beats weren't really hitting. He didn't think that the rhymes necessarily hit. It's been a while. Obviously, I haven't looked back on what Shyne actually said, but I do remember that there was a passionate musical argument there. And you'll notice that in this particular case, he actually gives no musical argument. Now, I don't mind Shyne walking back his position. I think that any person In fact, there is a courage to walking back your position. If you genuinely feel like, trust me, if I genuinely woke up tomorrow and was like, man, Kendrick is actually really dope musically, I would tell you. Obviously, that's not going to happen because I don't think he's dope musically and never has been. And I've had a long record of telling you this. But the point is, you're allowed to change your minds on things. Totally. That's not why I'm getting at Shyne. I'm getting at Shyne because he's essentially being a clown here. He's showing that it's just about clout for him. It has nothing to do with the music. And look, a lot of people are like that, and that's okay. But you're telling me that you take back your Kendrick comment. Your comment was music related last time I checked, Shyne. Like, these are the things our generation, I'm going to use my generation because I remember when Shyne came out, but these are the things that kill hip hop. When the older statesmen of hip hop, people like my age and older, who actually low-key still run hip hop, when they can't have a backbone, how do you expect the younger generation to have a backbone? And Shyne is somebody that is in position. I mean, he has money. He's making money as, in the Belize government system. He's okay. He's not starving. These young kids are starving. The vast majority of them are starving. The economy is trash. I mean, a lot of them can't really get laid like that, which is why you're seeing all that manosphere shit. Let's keep it a stack. So why would you expect them to have a backbone? When you yourself, who's got a lot of things already going for you, you don't have a backbone. You feel me? So this is where the legends, quote unquote, or the older folk really disappoint, I think. And had Shyne said, hey, musically, I was listening to so-and-so song or so-and-so album. This is why I changed my position, because I actually really love this song and I like how he approached blah, blah. Then I can at least say, oh, okay. He has an argument. And of course, you'll notice that Math Hoffa and none of these guys even went into detail about it. It just was like, oh, okay. Because again, Math Hoffa don't know shit like that, with all due respect. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't strike me as a hip hop guy. You know what I'm saying? He raps. He's done battle raps. And you can say, yo, Tochi, he's done battle raps. You haven't done anything. Well, I'm a critic. I'm a hip hop listener, right? I mean, at some point, people are going to figure out that practitioners, and Math Hoffa hasn't really made no bangers anyway, but, practitioners and critics are different. And they have different strengths, and practitioners kind of only really see one thing, and they can't really give an opinion on the whole thing because they're kind of hyper-focused on one thing. You know what I'm saying? And of course, there's a conflict of interest when they speak. It's like such a blatant issue because obviously when they speak on who's dope and who's not, it's all connected to personal interest and vendetta. But again, my point is that a hip-hop journalist worth his salt would say, well, but Shyne, wait a second. What exactly was it that made you change your opinion on Kendrick? That has nothing to do with just the fact that he has a huge machine behind him. Because maybe Shyne didn't realize. And he just like, oh, yeah, Kendrick, K-Bot. K-Bot's really working out here. Okay, all right. I want to be on his side. Again, I can't really take that kind of shit seriously. But that's Shyne's opinion. That's totally fine. Obviously, my opinion still stands because my opinion is based on Kendrick's music. It has nothing to do with Kendrick as a person. I don't know him. He might be a really cool person in life. He might be a shitty person in life. It doesn't matter. That's not why I judged his music the way that I judged it. I judged it because I listened to it and it sounds like trash to me. And it sounds like some Swiftie shit. Shake it off. And lastly, this is kind of unrelated, but I actually think this is a really interesting story that I've noticed. This particular lady, I think her name is Lindy Li, and she's sort of like exposing just how much of a failure the Democrats have had when it comes to this last presidential election. And I encourage anybody to really look at this. If you're a political, I'm a sort of a political guy. I've certainly become more political as I've gotten older. But it's interesting. The part to me now that I think even Lindy Li and a lot of people are starting to talk about. I'll give you some background. Lindy Li was essentially like a donor. She's apparently very well known in the Democratic Party, or as someone of some sort of significance. I don't know how true that is. But she basically, she's a donor herself and also knows a lot of very powerful donors in the Democratic Party. Donors are how politicians raise funds to run and ultimately win. And she's saying that I can't believe that we were told that we were going to win this thing when we have lost spectacularly. It's not like it was a close race or something like that where we could say, you know, it's all right. It happens. It was close. They were telling us that we were going to win, and we lost by miles. How the hell did that happen? And she's actually had the courage, or I should say, or maybe the self-interest to come out and speak on it. And I think it's a really interesting point. There's a lot of people, look, I don't know the intricacies of the Democratic Party and what they're doing, but I will tell you this. Identity politics to me is a large grift. It always kind of has been, and I think it's become very obvious now just how deep the grift goes, right? Because she's saying, look, they probably knew that they were going to flop and fail so spectacularly, meaning Harris's campaign. But yet they continue to ask for money. They spent $1 billion and they're $20 million in debt. And where the hell did all this money go? See, that's why now when I look at people that talk all that identity politics shit, I just look at them like, again, part of my own personal experience, which I think I'll get into at some point. But it's like, I know you don't give a fuck about these politicians, you know, these ideas you espouse. Right, you claim to care about black people. You claim to care about LGBTQ. I know you don't care. In fact, deep down, I know you look at them as a grift, and that's the part that is just so shocking. You know, it's a come up, and you'll see it. You know, someone who's supposedly in the LGBTQ plus community throw their own community under the bus, low key, just to get their money up or their clout up. It happens all the time now. So I think this is interesting for those of y'all who are political to follow this. I wonder what will come of it, if anything, or if it's just sensationalism on the part of Fox and Lindy Li's part. All right, man. Till next time. Oh, and look forward to that. I wanted to mention, by the way, with our boy Kendrick Lamar, or Taylor Lamar. So I understand. Look, Kendrick's whole thing is about. It's all about numbers, right? In the grand scheme of things. That's what his stands care about. That's what his base cares about. They just care about him being as visible as possible, right? It has nothing to do with the music. Whatever he can do to become visible is what matters. So him having Taylor Swift on the album is a great look, I think. And frankly, it's a great time because obviously he's going to go into Super Bowl, have a look, and you know he can, and then bought that look. So obviously there's going to be a lot of bots. So it's all about visibility for him, and then we can claim that, you know, whatever, the streams go up. It's all fine. Look, you get what you're looking for, man. If that's what you're looking for, that's what you're looking for. I'm just looking for good music. And Kendrick Lamar ain't made nothing that, you know, is going to make me go, yeah. I hope he does one day. It'd be nice. I mean, as a music listener, but I don't count on it. I don't count on it. He's a Swiftie. And, you know, for me, that's not really my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? I'm a hip-hop dude. Okay? So... you know, that's fine. But for that audience, Kendrick Lamar is exactly what they need. All right? Peace.